Welcome back. I'm Ken with the Shop Mini RC, and we've been having a blast with this guy. You can see we're a little dirty, we're a little muddy here. And when we found out that HackFab came out with carbon fiber shock towers instead of the fiberglass, we had to check them out. So let's check them out. We're gonna install them. So we haven't really done anything to this. It's completely stock. Not like we're replacing these towers because they broke or anything. We just don't want them to break. These new shock towers are carbon fiber. They're milled where they need to be milled on this particular one. You can see that they're kind of milled. We'll open it up. Now I know there's nothing revolutionary here. They're shock towers, but what's nice about these shock towers is you have multiple positions to mount things. Oh, we've already chipped right there. Look at that. Fiberglass is already chipped. But our front shock tower definitely has a bunch of different mounting positions, which is super nice, both for the shocks and the tie rods. You can see there's 3 different positions there. So that's pretty sweet. So we're going to go ahead and get these on here. So it looks like the easiest way to get this off is going to be to pull the front bulkhead off, which is just 4 screws back here. Did you notice our T-bone racing front bumper? It's awesome. Unfortunately, rest in peace. They are no longer with us. They actually closed up maybe a month ago. So that really sucks, but we're super glad that we were able to pick one of these up before they left. So we're going to go ahead and pop this off, and that'll give us access to the mounting screws right here. I mean, you could just use a regular Allen wrench, one of these guys, and just, but that'll probably take a while. So we'll do it this way. And that basically just allows us to pull this forward. Go ahead and pull these guys off while we're at it. And then we just have these little guys. Our tie rod ball studs. Now, I believe these are Loctited. So make sure when you put them back together, you add a little Loctite. You don't want those guys falling out. It's just a nut on there. That's a shallow stud, so definitely want to use some blue Loctite. Okay, so you can see our stock tower has 2 mounting positions, and the new tower has a 3rd further out mounting position, which is definitely good. This side is also the back side, because these are recessed, and that's recessed for the ball studs so that the screws will actually fit. Or because this is thicker, it's so that the nut fits on there. Because if you didn't have that recess, you would not be able to fit your hex nut on the back. So they recessed it just a little bit so that you had plenty of room. Very good. And again, there are now 3 positions there versus just the 1. So pretty awesome. We are going to use the middle one for now. Actually, while this is off, we'll go ahead and mount these. We're going to put them on the outside. So on these shocks, you want to definitely make sure you don't over tighten these nuts. It will cause the shock mount, I guess, to kind of expand. It's just plastic, and if you crush it in there, it'll expand too much or get too tight, and then your shocks won't have any play in them. And you want a little bit because you want to be able to make sure that they're able to move, especially if you're more angled. It's going to want to be able to move in and out more, you know, like this as you're. So just don't have it too tight. Just always make sure you got plenty of movement in there. Alrighty. Looks like we got our front done. And now to the rear. You know, I was thinking about it. The reason the rear doesn't have a wider shock tower is because then your body would not fit, potentially. So maybe that's the reason why. Or maybe they're plenty angled and you wouldn't want to, well, you might want to angle them. You might want to be up a little higher. Maybe you don't want quite so much angle. Maybe it messes with the geometry here. I'm sure they have their reasons. But I will trust that if they think that these positions are fine, then they probably are. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this guy off. This is just going to be these 4 screws right here, and then the shocks. And the zip tie we'll have to cut. Let's pull the shocks off first. So this carbon fiber is 2.5 millimeter. It's basically the exact same thing, except it's 0.5 millimeters thicker. Basically, they did say on their website that due to space restrictions under the body and with the adjustment available on the trailing arms, they did not make multiple mounting locations on the tower. Since it's a hair thicker than stock, some minor trimming of the body hole may be required. We're talking about this one here. Same goes for the front, but looks fine. But yours may require some trimming. Yeah, both our front and rear seem fine with the extra thickness. I also like in their website that they make sure to let you know that no vehicle is included with this product. Okay guys, installation photos are provided as an example only. Now both of these parts are $9.99. So $20 for both. And we think it's a pretty good upgrade. I think it's worthwhile. But definitely beefier. The front adjustability is nice. You know, sometimes people say, well, I'm not going to upgrade anything until it breaks. But, you know, one thing that's nice is you can upgrade something before it breaks and then have the stock part as a backup. So that way, if it does break, if your upgrade part for some reason breaks and you're in a pinch, you will have the stock part on hand, not broken. And that is always nice because it sucks to have to wait for parts, especially if you're like at a track day and you don't happen to have the part, or the shop doesn't have the parts, and you're stuck there with no car. But if you had your stock parts, you could at least slap those back on. But if you wait till it breaks, then you basically are ordering a new part, and then if that one breaks, you're waiting until the new one comes in. Alrighty. I think we also are going to do this. We're going to roll with a yellow antenna, if this fits. Let's see. Does it kind of match? I mean, close enough, right? Eh. Oh well. Do we want red instead? We can do the yellow antenna with the red end. That's what we're going to do. That's the answer. Alright. Hopefully this fits in the antenna holder. Let's see. It should fit. We'll make it fit. Let's go. Come on now. Tell me that's not awesome. Of course it is. Of course it's awesome. Rest in peace, Gil Losi. I wish you could see the rear shock tower in some way, but unfortunately you can't. You'll have to do with just seeing cool carbon on the front. Alrighty guys, this install took basically half an hour. You know, if I wasn't fiddling around, maybe a little shorter, but 25-30 minutes, get these installed, and yeah. Why don't you go ahead and put some HackFab in the comments below. Put HackFab, and then make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. That way you know when new videos come. And even if you don't like all the different RCs we do, you'll want to know when something like this goes up. If you don't like the crawlers, just skip those videos. If you don't like the Mini Zs, just skip those videos. We will have more Mini B, Mini T, and JRX2 coming in the future. Get out there. Drive your cars. Smash them, crash them, bash them. Don't break the expensive parts.